What is money anyway? You know, it's just paper that some king on the mountains said was worth something. You know, gold, I understand, it's shiny, and you can make jewelry out of it. Silver, put a werewolf in front of me, he's dead. Brass creates the bells that make sound throughout the land. But we kill each other for paper.
The idea was to get us out of gold and silver and into paper because those paper instruments were very easily corruptible. But of course, taking everything electronic is an order of magnitude further in terms of facilitating systemic crime. This is the whole point of creating this cashless electronic world. It's that much easier to rape and pillage financially. And of course, this is what we're dealing with. It is an organized crime paradigm where everything is run exactly according to the mafia handbook.
These guys are not the job creators, they're the job destroyers. This man is a crook and he needs to go to jail along with his 18 other cronies. We need to break up the Federal Reserve. This man is a crook.
You look at what we rely on in the United States, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. They're currently insuring $6.7 trillion in deposits.
They have less than 1% on hand to cover the banking run.
They have $60 billion, and they have a $500 billion credit line at the Treasury. So $565 billion backing up $6.7 trillion. There's no way they can guarantee the deposits they're supposed to guarantee. And if they start letting the banks steal them, what you're looking at is a chain reaction collapse that will wipe everyone out.
A JP Morgan analyst comes out and says he predicts 4.5% negative rates in Europe, 3.5% in Japan, 2.5% in the UK, and 1.5% in the United States. And I said, my God, they are actually planning to hoard everyone into the banks and then take their money.
They've all locked arms and said, you know what, we're going to look out for ourselves, we're going to look out for our interests and our partners and those who belong to us, and screw all of you. Screw the American public. You are all a bunch of peasants. You all deserve nothing. You all deserve to die. That's basically the pact that has been made.
Pensioners flocked to Greek banks on Monday morning, hoping to withdraw their pensions, and many said they feel let down.
I mean, the whole thing is a con, and now it's breaking down, and that's what we get to watch.
Every time I go into a Costco and I just watch these people herd around Costco, it's like they have a sense of entitlement that they can just walk into a place like Costco and buy basketfuls of food, and a lot of the stuff is stuff you don't even need. And I just wonder, I mean, do they really understand what's the tidal wave tsunami that's coming at us, and they just don't care? Or are they just completely, whistling past the graveyard?
There's no turning back here. I've been saying for the last week or two, I wholeheartedly believe that the end game has started, that there's no turning around. Central banks aren't going to be able to come in and QE and buy another year or two. I just think that it's all coming apart, and I stand by it.
There's going to be disruptions. There's going to be an economic crisis, if not collapse, depending on how bad things get. So what do you do?
Anybody who has the means or the resources, I would suggest, if you haven't already, start taking control of your financial future and start building a stash of physical precious metal, and at least you can insulate yourself somewhat from the coming financial reset if, as, and when it occurs. And I do believe it's coming in the very near future.
So many are still asleep at the wheel. They're locked in their iPhone, they're undernourished, and they're really not awake. And then there's nothing like a wake-up call for a paradigm shift to take place, which is taking place, but until it stares them or their personal lives in the face and they say, what happened? I mean, like, one of my favorite expressions is there's three kinds of people in the world. There's those that make things happen, those that watch things happen, and those that say, oh my gosh, what happened? Unfortunately, in my studied view, about 80% of the American population are going to be in that third category. Oh, what happened?
But we kill each other for paper. I tell you, man, that's sad. You give me $50, I'll show you my private parts.